Hey everybody! Well, today we're going to take a look at something fun that I managed to find on Etsy. So this is a butter robot. It's a butter robot from the Rick and Morty cartoon. Now, I kind of lost track of that show after the first 2 or 3 seasons, so I haven't seen it in a while, but I do know that the butter robot shows up mainly at the beginning of one episode, and I'll show you a clip of it. But the poor little butter robot, it was... it was pretty much destined to have nothing but a life of passing butter. So it was the pass the butter robot, as some people call it. And so, anyway, this one, now I had a pass the butter robot from Digital Dream Labs, a company that made or was selling Vector, but we all know what happened with Digital Dream Labs and what a disaster that was. And I had to go through some kind of battle with my credit card company to get my money back from that company. So unfortunately, I never got the butter robot from, oh, this is going to be cool, from them. And I know some people never got their money back at all. I had to, like I said, I had to fight for it. Now, this is at least, this is not a functional butter bot like the promises that Digital Dream Lab made, but wow, this might be a big robot. Now, this is supposed to be life-size, and I'll mention who the seller is here later on, and I'll put a link in the description too. But I think he said that these are resin pieces. So this is a resin, 3D printed resin butter robot. Wow, there's there's a lot of parts to this. So it's kind of like a little model kit you got to put together, because I think that's it for the box. Ooh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump that. All right, so let me try to get these all opened up. Okay, so I've tried to pre-cut the tape on these pieces so I didn't have to struggle too much on camera. So let's go and take a look at these parts. I'm curious to see what this is going to look like. Oh, wow. This is his base. Oh, that looks nice. Look at that. Now, these are resin, so it's got some weight to it. And he paints and he does the painting and everything. And it's painted based on the cartoon, so it's going to have, you know, like a cartoony look to it. That looks really good. The treads don't move or anything. They're all, you know, printed in. It's made to be more like a model, but that is a nice piece right there. All right, so there's that. Let's take a look at this. This looks like it's probably going to be the middle part of his body, I'm guessing. Let me see. Hopefully I can get in here. Probably should have. Let me see if I can cut this piece of tape right here. All right, so let's take a look at this now. Oh, wow. That's another nice piece right there. So this is the midsection. Let's see, how does his body go? I haven't seen that cartoon in a while. Does this? Oh, this does move. Now, I think he mentioned in the description that that these parts, if you want him to stay in place, you're going to have to glue the parts. This is a little wonky here, as you can see, but it looks like, oh, I see. It's just on a, oh, it looks like he tried gluing it once before. All right, well, you know what? I'll fix it and I'll re-glue it. But yeah, the print is very nice on this. A little bit of line. This, I'm not sure if this is a mix of PLA and resin, but that's another nice piece there. Okay, let's take a look at these. Now, I think these are probably his arms, because there's 2 of these. And I think the arms, of course, you'll have to glue those in place as well. Wow, this is big. Okay, so, oh, that's another nice piece. Look at that. A little bit of 3D print lines on there. It's always hard to do curves on 3D printing without getting those lines, but it looks really good. The arm doesn't bend at the elbow, so it's put in place. I'm guessing he glued the hand in place. The robot, the Butterbot, had just a simple, his only function was to pass butter, the poor guy. That was his sole purpose in life. So there's that arm. Let's go and take a look at this one. So I'll probably just glue it together. That's fine. He's mostly a model. Now I have another butter robot that I'll show you that I think I showed it in another video, and it's much smaller than this, and I had to do a lot of work on that one. But this is nice. I'm not going to have to do any work on this. So yeah, I'll be gluing all these parts together. Very nice. Those arms look great. All right, so this piece here has got to be the head. So let me see. I pre-cut the tape on this end. Let's see if we can get the rest of this. Where's my cutter? We'll just cut this right here. Oh, yeah, very good. All right. Curious to see the head. There's no lights or anything in this, and I don't think there's a way to put lights in it because of the fact that it's solid. I think it's pretty solid on the inside. I got to be careful. I don't want to cut the robot himself. Oh, there's the back of it. All right, well, let me struggle with this for a minute. All right. So let me get this cardboard, at least get that out. Ooh, look at that. There's the wires on the top of his head. Now, I got to say, he packed this very well. He's from the UK, so this had to travel a long way to get here. And he's currently sold out right now, but I'm sure that if you contact him, he will make another one for you. It took a little bit for him to make these. I think he makes them to order, I'm guessing. Oh, wow. Ooh, that is nice. Oh, that's great. I was wondering how he did this thing. Oh, that's nice. Now, it looks like, unfortunately, a little bit of the bubble wrap left some marks on this, probably because it didn't dry in time. That's too bad. I don't know if you can see it on camera. But it does have a cool way that it reflects the light, because it does look like a lens. The arms are going to fit in here. On the show, this blinked red. But, well, it is kind of hollow. I mean, you could probably get in there somehow to get into this part and maybe put a light in there. But, you know, the whole thing is pretty solid. I don't know if you can see in there, but it's pretty solid. These wires are nice. Those are kind of molded in there. Look at the nice color of those. Oh, this is cool. All right, well, I'm very impressed with the parts of this already. All right, so just to give you an idea of what he looks like when you put them all together, in case you're not familiar with this little guy. So this piece fits into here. I'm definitely going to have to re-glue that. Now, you could probably just fit everything together and it'll probably stay, but I'm going to glue it just to be on the safe side. On his body here, you are going to put his arms. Now, the arms just fit right in here, and they fit pretty good. I mean, I probably don't have to glue the arms, but I think I better. Like I said, I don't want to drop it. But see, that's how his arms look. And then he fits on top of here. This does fit pretty tight into that hole right there. So he's going to look like that. All right, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, this is about life size too. He's a much larger version than the one I have. So this is really neat. I don't think I've seen one that's this big before. All right, well, let me see if I can try to get all the parts glued together. Okay, so I just wanted to make a couple of modifications on this. So here I kind of ground down the edges right there because the piece that fits in there is really tight. It wouldn't fit. So I just used a Dremel to kind of grind down those edges so it'll fit better. And then also used a hobby knife to cut out those corners so that piece will fit better. And then I also just wanted to kind of touch up these wires a little bit because the paint job on it was a little rough. No disrespect to the guy that I bought this from, but I just wanted to touch them up to make them look better. And then I tried to get rid of some of those bubble wrap pieces, you know, like marks that were on this lens. And I just used some of this quick shine floor finish, and I just kind of brushed it on there. And it's still on there. If you look closely, you can still see the rings, but it did get rid of most of it. So at least the head is looking a little bit better. All right, so now I can finally glue everything together.
What is my purpose?
Pass the butter. Thank you.
What is my purpose?
You pass butter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, welcome to the club, pal.
All right, here he is, all put together now. I really like this Butterbot. This is a really nicely made. I like the way he looks. He had kind of a cool look to him. But yeah, this is a really nicely made model of him. It's very neat. I have seen people that are actually, you know, doing mechanical versions of these where it's remote controlled and the wheels turn and the belts move. And I think he'll bend up and down like he does in the show. And I think his arms might move a little bit. But, you know, he doesn't really have to do much as far as movement because he just has to go get the butter, which is so funny to me, that poor guy. But yeah, this is really neat. So I do love the whole way that it was done. I don't know if the guy that made this did the file for it. I think he did. I think he made the file for this. But I love how big it is. So let me show you the one I have to show you the size comparison. All right, so here's this one now. I think I showed you this one in a previous video from a long time ago. Looking at this one now compared to that, this one looks pretty inaccurate and pretty rough. This whole section of the body is not right. It's way too short right there. This looks more accurate to the whole thing. And also just the stockiness of this. And the lens is bigger. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that footage. I know I put it in previously in this video, but I actually haven't filmed that yet. So, but yeah, this one was really rough. I had to do a lot of work on this thing. It was painted absolutely horrible, and I don't know. It just wasn't really made all that well. He did provide a little voice track thing for it, and then I did have to modify this back section. I made it so you could take this back panel off with a magnet, and on the inside here is a little light, and I'm assuming the battery still works on this. This has been sitting on the shelf for a while. Let me turn this on real quick. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see that the little red light is blinking. Here, let me turn the studio lights down. There you go. See how it's blinking? So it would be cool if I could get the blinking light from this inside of there. I really don't want to drill into that thing and mess with it. It would be cool though if I could get the red light in there. So that was one of the nicer features that this one did have, and it did have a soundtrack too, a little voice recording thing. So this was the base that I made for that one originally. It was just one of those things you can get at Walmart that's a plaque and it says like happy birthday or something on it. I just painted it blue, but on the underside here, I think this was the circuit that this came with. And it was one of those ones where you press and hold the button to record it. That's the microphone. And then I got the voice samples just off of YouTube where he goes, "What is my purpose? Oh my God." That part of it. But unfortunately, the batteries on this thing last about a week and then they're dead again. And I just couldn't really enjoy this thing very well. So I just got tired of having to put new batteries in it. But I did drill holes in there for the speaker. And it was a nice little thing for it. But it just wasn't very good. On the back of this one, you can see what the original color was. It was kind of like this bluish kind of color, blue-gray, and it should have been more of a gray, so that's why I had to repaint it. And then I just put a magnet on there to make it attach to this, and just added these to make it look like little rivets to hide the holes that were there. So yeah, this one was pretty rough, but up till now, this is the only one I had. I really love this version of the Butterbot. This is so well done. It's one of the nicer Butterbots that I have seen. So I got this from a seller called Recognition Designs UK. Recognition Designs UK. He's on Etsy. I'll put a link in the description. He was currently sold out of these, but just hit him up for it, and I'm sure he can make one for you. I think they're made to order anyway, so give him time to make them. What I really love about this is just how hefty it is. It's got some nice substantial weight to it. It feels like a real robot. I absolutely love it. And of course, the other thing that I originally made for the other Butterbot is a stick of butter, because I mean, you gotta have a stick of butter for this guy. That's his whole purpose in life. So this is just a piece of wood that I painted yellow, and I couldn't find a butter dish like they have on that show, so I just made this out of foam board. I just quickly put this together, but I tried to make it look similar to what they had on the show, but I think this is so cool. Now, another thing, because it doesn't have a voice module, I did find this thing. This is from Amazon, and it's a little voice recorder. I think you can record up to a couple minutes or more on it. And it's very simple. You switch it to record, press and hold the button, record what you want to do, and then flip it to the other side to play. So I just recorded the quick little noise or the voice track of him. So let me turn this on, and let me put this close to the microphone. You can hear what it sounds like.
What is my purpose? Oh my God.
And it cuts off at the end, but if you do it again.
What is my purpose? Oh my God.
Okay, so then it plays the whole thing. So that's a quick way that I could do it. It's not very loud, but it's, I guess, good enough for now. Another thing that I wanted to point out that this seller makes, and I was going to do a separate video on this, but I'll just go and show it here, is this little guy right here. Look at this. This is a little miniature vector. I mean, look how cute. Look how detailed he is. Got his little eyes right there, his little copper ears. I love his, he's got the little charging lights and the little touch sensors, the little petting sensors, the vents on the top of his head. I mean, this is a really nicely done Vector. Look how detailed that is. So he makes these as well, and I bought one of these. And what else is really cool, you'll notice this little knob on the back. Well, that's to make his little lift go up and down, just like the real Vector. There he is. And he also makes the little cubes. It's like a miniature cube that he makes. And it'll actually pick it up because he's got the correct little things on the front of his lift. So you can also hit him up for a mini Vector if you want to as well. So I thought that was really awesome. So there we go. A cool and awesome looking Butterbot. And if you want to get one, click on the link down below. This is not a promotion for the guy or anything. I just thought it was really neat, something I happened to find. All right, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'd very much appreciate it. And until the next time, I'll see you on the next video. So thanks so much for watching and have a good one.
What is my purpose? Oh my God.